share, Renee. I have a dog. I love my dog. You know what's weird though, is I also have a kid. It's really like, for us, like we did it a weird way. In America, like nobody has their kid at home. We decided to have our kid at home. It was a really strange, we had our baby in our house, like the same bed in which we made the baby. It was the bed in which the baby came out. The dog was there. Like when you have your baby in the hospital, like there's no dog. When you have your baby at home, like, and the dog is there, I was holding the dog while my wife was pushing the baby. He was looking around the room, he was looking at me, and he's looking at her, and the midwife, and all the other people. He's like, does anybody see what the fuck is going on in here? The dog was shocked. He was shocked. His eyebrows, like, whew. He was, wow, man, that was a game changer for him. I think, you know, like when you get a job, and like then a new person comes onto the job and you train the new person and then that person gets promoted before you do and then that person's your boss. Like that's the way the dog feels. Like, I've been in this family 10 years. Having a kid's a trip. They teach you some shit. Oh, you learn something with a kid. My kids, I have a great kid. I have a really nice, he's a really wonderful child. But you learn some things, like I'm really good, I'm a good dad, I'm like really good at changing diapers and doing all of the things that, you're supposed to do, but my kid's like big and strong, So every diaper change is like a mixed martial arts, like fight, you sweep the leg and put him in an arm lock. But I know I'm a good dad because my neighbor told me that I'm a good dad because she never hears our son cry. I'm gonna tell all you young people now, while you can afford it, buy the double pane windows because keeps the heat in and the screams. Yeah, it was the hard part. I think was like was training the kid to to potty training. It's like one of the hardest things you can do as a parent is training your kid how to use the toilet. It's really difficult. Like the first time we tried to do it. He didn't do it right, and he took a shit on the kitchen floor. And the dog's sitting there, dog's looking at him, you're like, yo man, are you gonna rub his nose in it, or make him go outside, or like something? Because he knows where to go. And then he's getting it now. He's getting it. I'm very proud of him. I'm finally ready to start giving him some of the love I've been withholding. Oh. Let him know I love him now. He's shitting in the toilet. Yeah, it's crazy, like with the kid and the dog and like having a whole, the whole family. Sometimes like I have to like try to, explain things with my wife. I'm talking to her and, she comes home. We do a little different. I should explain. We do a little different. See, she works and I stay at home with a kid. I don't know, is that how anybody do it here that way? Is that abnormal here? In America, that's not normal. But where we do it, it's abnormal. And sometimes, I'll come home and I'll be like, oh, honey, the moms are being mean to me. And she's like, yeah, why don't you finish making dinner? She'll slap me on the ass. I let her do it too. I need the attention. I try to explain things like what's going on. I ask her, I'm like, honey, are you getting paid the same as the men in the office because of the wage disparity, She's like, yeah, you let me worry about that. Anytime you want to go back and be a manager at the McDonald's, get 100% of a man's salary, you can do that. She's an attorney. She makes a lot more money than I do. I don't worry about that stuff anymore. Sometimes our arguments are fierce, sometimes we get in these really intense arguments. Like, she comes home from work, and she wants to make sure that our child is eating lots of vegetables, And I'll say, oh, he had lots of vegetables at work. He doesn't need the vegetables. And she says, I know what that baby needs. I know what he needs. He needs a vegetable. I pushed that baby out my vagina. It's true, she did. I'm very proud of her. But I pushed him in. I'm going to say that, right? Get something for that? You don't get anything for that. It's really hard. Like sometimes the arguments can get really intense, everything's like a negotiation because she's an attorney. Everything's a negotiation. We started a long time ago. Before we were married, we were living in the same house together, right? And And we negotiated garbage for laundry. See, I don't fold the laundry, right? She doesn't like it that I don't fold laundry. And she doesn't want to take the garbage out because that's where all the drug addicts are. So we made that deal, you know? But now we have a kid, and there is so much laundry. There is so much laundry. She's like, this deal doesn't work anymore. But she's never had to chase a family of raccoons out of the dryer. I mean, you just don't go in there. Sometimes we have to negotiate for the hard stuff. You know what I mean, like sex? Yeah, it's like negotiating in the Middle East. Yeah, because when you have a breastfeeding baby, this whole northern region, no-fly zone, right? I'm trying to get her to lift sanctions down here. So I want to get my goods into those markets. Okay. Look, if you're the type of person that's going around trying to get your goods in all the markets, you're operating what's called an export economy. And if you're trying to protect your markets from, you need things done, that's an import economy. This is an economic crowd, I can tell. Do you guys know, like in America, we call it a bear market versus a bull market. Do you guys know the difference between these two? Have you heard these phrases? Okay. Well, the bear market's when the market's, you gotta like sit back and relax, because the bear market, you sit back and let the market go down on you. This isn't translating at all. But in a bull market, you put everything you got in the market. Everything you got. And then you ride the market all the way to the top, and right as it's about to peak, you pull out and take a money shot. I think you guys watch enough porn here in Germany to probably get this joke. Alright, well, that kind of worked. Thank you very much. My name's Joe Grienauer. I come from America.